Have you ever noticed that the more you try to explain yourself, the less respected you feel? In a world that constantly demanding justifications and apologies for every choice you make, it's easy to feel like you are permanently on trial. You explain your career path, you justify why you ended a relationship, you even defend your new workout routine. It's this constant low level pressure to make other people get you, to win their approval, and to prove your intentions were good. But the ancient Stoics, they knew a hard truth. The more you explain, the more you leak power. True confidence means you stop justifying yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you anyway. They understood that in the arena of life, your actions are the only explanation that truly matters. To a Stoic, silence isn't a weakness, it's a fortress. It's the disciplined refusal to hand over your peace of mind to the people who haven't even earned it. This isn't about being cold or secretive. It's about aligning with a much deeper sense of self respect. So let's break down the powerful reasons why a Stoic man embraces strategic silence and how you can use these tools to reclaim your power, your energy, and let your character speak for itself. So, the first and most important reason a Stoic man doesn't over explain is because he has decided on a fundamental level that his worth is not up for debate. Just think about it. Just for a second. Just think about it. Not up for debate. Most of us go through life as if our value is a stock price, jumping up and down with every opinion or criticism. Someone questions a decision and our internal stock plummets. We rush to explain, to justify, to prove our worth. Basically, begging the other person to buy back in, right? It's life of constant performance, of being a PR agent for your own existence, and literally it's exhausting. A Stoic understand that chasing external validation is a trap. As a philosopher, Epictetus said, if you seek the approval of others, you become their slave. Every single time you rush to explain yourself, you're sending a hidden message that your opinion of me is more important than my own self. The Stoic path is about internalizing your sense of worth. It isn't determined by what other people think, it's a fact, rooted in your character and your principles. Marcus Aurelius asked himself, is a diamond less beautiful if it is not praised? The answer is obvious. The diamond doesn't care about opinions, and neither should you. So, when you stop over explaining, you stop treating your life like a proposal that needs a committee's approval. You start operating from a place for quiet certainty. This isn't arrogance. Arrogance is loud and needs an audience. This is self sufficiency. Your conscience become the only judge that matters. When you truly know your why, you lose the desperate need to explain it to people who are just casually watching from the sidelines. So, now let's move to the second section. Like silence is a position of power. The first section which we talked about was named Your Value is Not Negotiable. Now we're going to talk about the section number two, which is silence is a position of power. Think about it. In a world filled of noise, silence isn't empty space, it's a statement. Over explaining is usually a symptom of anxiety, the fear of being misunderstood or misjudged, right? You start talking more, hoping that enough words will finally build a bridge of understanding. But it often backfires. Excessive justification can make you look unsure and nervous, and it signals a panic that makes other people literally uncomfortable. A stoic man gets the power of restraint. He knows that his silence forces people to deal with their own assumptions. When you don't immediately rush to fill the void with excuses, you create a space where your character can speak for you. People might wonder why you are so calm under pressure, even under pressure, or why you do not get frustrated by their questions, right? That little bit of uncertainty is where your real power lies. They can't easily label you, and because of that, they start to respect you. Think about it, no? The people you admire most, do they nervously defend their every move, or do they operate with a calm, deliberate presence? Their confidence is something you feel, not you hear. They know that trying to manage everyone's perception of you is like trying to catch smoke in your hands. It's a fool's errand. When you refuse to get pulled into a reactive argument, you're not being passive. You are talking command of the frame. You're showing that your inner peace is not for sale. You cannot be baited or manipulated into a defensive crouch because you are anchored to something much deeper than flattering opinion of others. The stillness isn't avoidance, it's a quiet dominance. The centered, unshakable dominance of a man who refuses to be shaken. Right? Now, let's talk about the most interesting session, which is section number 3. Actions announces your character. Words just interrupt. Right? I'm sure you must have heard this saying that, you know, assumptions never speak louder, the action matters the most, right? Right, and let's not waste more time. So waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be, right? I would say be one. That was the blunt advice Marcus Aurelius gave himself. Now let's talk about section number 3. Actions announces your character. World just interrupt. So there was a saying by Marcus Aurelius, right? And that's the blunt advice he has given to himself. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, right? And that's the blunt advice Marcus Aurelius gave to himself. And it's the heart of Stoic philosophy. Think about it. Embody your principles. Don't just talk about them, right? If you just talk about them, those are useless, those are senseless. Explanations are just words. They are cheap, easy to produce, and quickly forgotten. Actions, on the other hand, and undeniable proof, right? I mean, those acts like an undeniable proof. They are the raw data of your character. You can tell people all day long that you are disciplined, but only your consistent actions can prove it. You can explain your integrity, but only living with integrity makes it real. The world is full of people announcing what they are about to do. They talk about the business they'll start, the book they'll write, the shape they'll get into. A Stoic knows this is a total waste of energy. He channels that energy into the work itself. He moves in silence and lets his result make all the noise. Let your success speak louder than your words, right? This is one of the big saying we always, listen out. So when you build a life based on action, the need of explanation just melts away. If you are a person of integrity, your life will reflect it. If you are a person of discipline, your results will scream it. You don't need to announce your transformation. You just need to transform. This is a huge mental shift. Instead of trying to convince people of your intentions, you focus on living them. Instead of explaining why you left a toxic job, you simply leave and let your newfound peace be the explanation. I mean, why you need to explanation? Let your newfound peace speak for itself. Your character becomes a self-evident truth, not more deliberately theory. That is the ultimate form of self-respect, trusting that who you are, right? And you will become more and more clearer to the people who matter without you needing to narrate every single scene. So, if this is hitting home and you are tired of feeling like you have to constantly justify your own existence, take a second to like this video and in the comments below write this affirmation that my value is not negotiable. Let's build a community of men who are committed to living with this quiet strength. Now, let's move to section number 4. You cannot reason with bad faith. Here is a crucial piece of Stoic wisdom. You have to know when a conversation is productive and when it's a trap. A Stoic man does not explain himself to people who are committed to misunderstanding them. This includes the critics, the manipulators, and those who argue in bad faith. And these people, they aren't asking for an explanation because they want to understand you. They are asking for an explanation so that they can find ammunition. They listen your flaws for inconsistencies, for a little thing they can twist and use against you. To engage with them is to volunteer for an interrogation where you're already presumed guilty. Trying to explain yourself to someone who has already made up their mind about you is like trying to reason with a hurricane. It's a complete waste of your energy and your peace and your time. And as old saying goes, never explain yourself. Your friends don't need it, and your enemies will never believe you anyway. The Stoics would absolutely agree. Their teaching is all protecting your inner world first, your sacred space of reason and calm. Not everyone gets a VIP pass to enter. When you are faced with criticism, the Stoic approach is to find the first look inward. Ask yourself honestly, it's is that the truth over there? If there is, don't get defensive. Be grateful for the feedback and use it to improve. It's complete if it is completely false, then there is no reason to be disturbed. The lie is their problem, not yours. Marcus Aurelius nailed it. If someone despises me, that is their problem. My problem is to not do or say anything deserving of contempt. This flips the script entirely. Your focus is no longer on controlling what they think, but on mastering your own character. You stop playing their game and get back to playing yours. This is an act of supreme self respect. You are declaring that your energy is far too valuable to be wasted on pointless battles, right? Now let's move to section number 5, explanation for accountability and not for approval. Now, hold on. I mean, this is where I want you guys to stop and think. This doesn't mean that you become an emotionally unavailable island. The Stoic refusal to over explain isn't about shutting down communication in a healthy reciprocal relationship. A Stoic man explains himself when it's a matter of accountability, not a plea for approval. In your relationship with a partner, your family, a trusted team, or your children, Explanations are vital. They build trust, create intimacy, and repair damage. Explaining your actions to a partner you have hurt is an act of love and responsibility, right? Clarifying your strategy to a team that depends on you is act of leadership. These explanations don't come from a need, desire to be liked. They come from a virtuous commitment to the people you literally care about. The difference is the motive. Are you explaining yourself to justify your existence and manage someone else's emotions? Or are you explaining yourself to be a better partner, leader, or a better father? The first is a sign of weakness, the second is a sign of high character and strength. A Stoic doesn't avoid difficult conversation, he never does that. He embraces them, but on his own terms, governed by reason and virtue. He can say, I'm sorry, my actions were out of line, without feeling his entire sense of worth is collapsing. He can explain a complex decision without needing everyone to agree with him. His identity is not on the line. This is the art of selective explanation. You give your energy and your words to those who have earned your trust and to the relationship you are committed to building. To everyone else, the critics, the gossips, the energy vampires, you give them the powerful gift of your silence. That discriminant is the hallmark of true wisdom. So, this journey to stop over explaining isn't a journey into coldness or isolation. I am again and again saying the same thing. Please understand. This is not about being cold or being getting into an isolated island. It is a journey that radicals self-respect. It's the conscious decision to stop auditioning for a role in your calm life and to finally start living it with quiet authority. A stoic man doesn't explain himself because his value isn't up for debate. He knows that silence is power and that his action speaks louder than his words ever could. He protects his energy from those who act in bad faith while still taking responsibility and accountability in the relationship that matters. Ultimately, that desperate need to explain yourself was never about other people. It was about the fear inside you, the fear of being misunderstood or being judged or not being enough. Stoicism teaches you to face that fear directly. Not by winning more arguments, no, that's not what we meant, but by making them unnecessary in the very first place. Your life is not a thesis to be defended, it's a reality to be lived. So, build your character, do the work, keep the promises you make to yourself. Let your consistency be your argument. Let your integrity be your explanation. In a world that is begging you to talk, have the courage to build a life that speaks for itself. This is the path to unshakable self respect. And this is the way of Stoic. If you like the video,